Now it came to pass at the end of 20 years that Solomon had built the house of the Lord and his palace, and the cities that Hiram had given to Solomon. Solomon built them and settled Israelites there. Solomon went to Hamath of Zobah, and he besieged it, and he built Tadmor in the desert and all the store cities that he built in Hamath. And he built the upper Beth Horon and the lower Beth Horon, fortified cities with walls, gates, and bars, and Balath and all the store cities that Solomon had, and all the cities for his chariots, and the cities for his horsemen, and all Solomon's desire, which he desired to build in Jerusalem and in Lebanon and in all the land of his realm. All the people remaining from the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivvites, and the Jebusites who were not of Israel, of their children who remained after them in the land, whom the children of Israel had not annihilated, Solomon subjected them to forced labor until this day. But the children of Israel Solomon did not make into slaves for his work, because they were men of war, and the officers over his commanders, and the officers of his chariots and his horsemen. And these are the officers over King Solomon's appointed men. 250 ruled over the people. Pharaoh's daughter Solomon brought up from the city of David to the house that he had built for her, because he said, "No wife of mine shall dwell in the house of David, king of Israel, because the palaces are holy, since the ark of the Lord came into them." Then Solomon offered up burnt offerings on the altar of the Lord, which he had built before the vestibule. And as the duty of every day required, to offer up, according to the commandment of Moses, for the Sabbaths, the new moons, for the appointed seasons, 3 times a year, on the feast of unleavened bread, on the feast of weeks, and on the feast of tabernacles. And he stationed, according to the ordinance of his father David, the divisions of the priests on their service, and the Levites on their watches, to praise and to serve opposite the priests for the daily requirement on its day, and the gate sentries and their divisions for every gate. For so was the command of David, the man of God. They did not deviate from the king's command to the priests and the Levites regarding every matter, and for the treasuries. And all Solomon's work was established until this day, from the founding of the house of the Lord until its completion, when the house of the Lord was complete. Then Solomon went to Ezion-Geber, to Elath on the seashore in the land of Edom. Hiram sent him through his servants ships, and servants who had knowledge of the sea. They came with Solomon's servants to up here, and they took from there 450 talents of gold, and brought it to King Solomon.